Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is a big day.
Is it?
I almost said it's our 3rd anniversary. It is our 2nd anniversary of vlogging.
Oh, I thought, oh my
Vlogging.
goodness, how do we make all this children?
Right before we started this video, 2nd anniversary. Right before we started this video, I was thinking in my head, I wonder if we'll make it vlogging till the 3rd anniversary. And then literally all I wanted to say is it's our 3rd anniversary. It is our 2nd. Do you think we'll make it to the 3rd?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys all for your support over these last couple of years. It has been amazing to just meet so many of you in the comments and have so many of you follow along with our story. We think our story is just like normal. I know we're not really that normal, but to me, it's amazing that this many people want to follow along with it and keep up with us, so.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah. Last year, at our 1st anniversary, I made a video. I was alone. You weren't with me that time. Why? I don't know.
I was solo.
Oh
Some of you got it, some of you did not.
I talked a lot about my story and how I started vlogging and how hard it was to start. And I had many people reach out to me and tell me that that really encouraged them because there was something, whether it was vlogging or a whole bunch of other things, that they wanted to start and they were just procrastinating. And so, you know, starting can be really hard. And I talked a lot about that and how I procrastinated for a long time and just finally had to start. For me, it was something I felt like the Lord was telling me to do, and I couldn't believe what happened when I started. And also, starting is very hard and it's not easy. And so if you would like to see that video, I will link it down below. If you need encouragement of starting whatever it is in your life and you know you've been putting it off, I'll put that link down below. But today I thought that maybe we could talk about a couple of other things that I have learned over this last year. I don't know what you've learned. He's just here for moral support. Oh my goodness. Another thing that people tell me all the time when they're wanting to start something, whether it's an online thing or anything else in their lives, is that they struggle with what other people think. And when it comes to online businesses or ventures, it's often like, boy, I don't know if I could handle the comments. That's a real thing, and that was actually a hang up that I had as well. I used it to procrastinate a lot, but it is a real thing. On YouTube, comments are a real thing. So I thought today we would talk just a little bit about haters, because this year, this 2nd year of vlogging for me...
There's no such thing as haters.
There are such things as haters. The 2nd year of vlogging for me, I really felt like I've had a lot more breakthrough with the haters and the comments.
Maybe there are fewer haters now.
Oh.
No, I think they're as big as you're gonna make them.
Yeah, they are.
They're as big as you're gonna make them.
Yes. I don't know, is there really a difference between haters and trolls? But trolls are really easy to recognize now for me, and there's something funny about trolls is because a lot of times we notice that trolls, people that just like are trolling accounts and just to write, they try to make it very personal and write bad things, that they actually make several accounts. It's pretty obvious that they're making several accounts and then liking and commenting on their own troll comments.
Well, but you know, I think there's a different, well, yeah, obviously trolls are fake accounts, right?
Yeah.
But you have people that are intent on trying to be negative and writing. Yeah. And those are the people I think that go in, because trolls is they almost one and done sometimes. Like if you delete their nasty comment, you're probably not gonna see them back again. They're out trolling. See,
I think the trolls are the ones that keep coming back and they just kind of get nastier and nastier. So? I don't know.
No, I think those are people. Yeah, anyway. Leave it to the definition. But it sounds to me like there's 2 kinds of negative people out there.
Yeah.
There's the kind of guy that has fake accounts too, that's just bored out of their mind and they're watching YouTube videos and then they decide they're gonna comment and say something nasty and they never to come back again necessarily. If you delete their comment, if you write them back, you're gonna have some unwanted foolish conversation. But
that is true.
Yeah, but if you delete their comment, you're probably not gonna see them back.
Yeah,
because they'll be trolling other channels, you know. So moved on. Yeah. But then you have those people that keep watching I mean, they watch every detail. They can comment on every paragraph that's been said.
And they make it they try to be very personal, I noticed.
Yes.
Like they will address, Sarah, why do you always, or whatever. They try to make it very personal.
Yeah. So those, to me, they are in a different level of just low. You actually start feeling sorry for their lives. Do. You're like, oh my goodness,
and then they'll make other accounts, and you can tell because they'll like spell the same words wrong when they're commenting on their own comments.
Usually they're not very smart in that they don't realize that if you're the same person and you write a certain way, you could change your name 100 million times, and people just it doesn't take long to realize you're dealing with the same person.
Yes, that's true. And then there are a lot of haters that are like drive-by. They come through, they probably found my videos some way. It really is not something they probably should be watching because it's not something they like, obviously. And then they'll say, they talk in third person a lot. So they'll say, this lady is nuts. You know, this lady, blah, 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 fill in the blank, all kinds of things. That guy, blah, 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 you know. And so that's another just different level of comments. But it's funny because like a month ago, I think, or a month and a half ago, somebody actually wrote, she was actually just making a joke. And I love jokes. I'm the person that loves the jokes. Most of the accounts I follow and stuff are like joking. I love people that are funny, and I appreciate a good sense of humor. And she was making a joke, but she started it, this lady, blah, blah, blah. So right away, you know how sometimes when you just communicate over text, like if it's a serious thing, you should just pick up the phone and call because you can't tell what someone's really saying. And I totally read her comment as being something negative, and it wasn't. And it was just because I was in a mood, like I rarely write back to anybody that's negative, but that day I was just feeling a little spicy, I guess. And I wrote back like, something. I said, God bless you. And then she's like, oh, I was totally joking. It wasn't personal. And then I felt so bad. But anyway, that's just a side funny story. But what happened this year and why I feel like I've come a long way. First of all, I started realizing that most people are like me. I really do feel that most people are like me, by far the majority, where if they don't like what they're seeing, they don't comment, maybe they'll click off the video or they'll watch and think, oh, whatever. And I personally like watching people that have very different lives than me. And I think a lot of our viewers do have very different lives than us, and they watch because it's interesting to them. So they're not gonna agree with everything. When I watch other channels that are very different than me, I watch them because I think it's interesting that their lives are very different. And I think most people are like that. If they consistently see things they don't like, they unsubscribe. We actually have, we grow by a lot of subscribers every month, but we also grow, we shrink by a lot of subscribers consistently every month. And boy, I would rather them unsubscribe if they're not liking. Life is too short to watch something that you hate, you know? That's why I do feel bad about the people that like troll or whatever, the haters that are just watching. Like, why would you watch something consistently that you hate that much? I don't know. But
and it's one thing to watch and not like it. Another thing to be fully invested in commenting in the smallest details. but then again, here we are talking about probably a fraction of 1%.
It's a fraction.
A fraction of a percentage, I think.
It's a fraction, but the reason I want to talk about it is that it does keep us sometimes from moving forward. And I'll tell you what my breakthrough was this year. Our comments were turned off. For how long?
I don't know.
2 months, maybe?
Something like that.
Something like 2 months. A lot of family
YouTube
channels.
Did that. Some of them are still not on.
Yeah, a lot of family channels, their comments still are not on. For some reason, YouTube turned off a whole lot, not all, but a whole lot of family channels comments because of some issues that they were having. It's a long story, but anyway, at some point we were told to go ahead and turn ours back on, and they worked. It doesn't even work for everybody, but during that process, I tell you that 2 months was really good for me. Like Solo would say to me, oh, are you sure you want to have that in there? And I would be like, there's no comments right now. And I started realizing that I had been starting to respond to the comments. Like, oh, be careful, don't show that car seat. It might not be exactly right, you know, or whatever. Not even the car seat thing. I mean, obviously I want my kids safe, but people will find every little thing to correct you on or tell you you're wrong. Sometimes it feels like that sometimes, and it can get overwhelming. And having those comments off, I realized I was moderating myself, and I didn't like that. And so when we got comments back on, I just determined I'm not going to film to the comments, you know, to the the negative ones. They are such a small percentage, but it was a breakthrough for me. I really felt like I just got freedom over those 2 months. And so for me, it was a good season of break. I know it felt like disconnected a lot more from our viewers. We didn't really know what they were thinking and that kind of thing. Because we just didn't get that feedback.
You lose that sense of community, because it kind of becomes a community, you know, and so you miss a little bit of that. And I can see why some channels where they don't have their comments, if they were used to that, where maybe it's frustrating for some of them right now. Yes,
but for me, it helped me grow in that just releasing other people's ideas. I probably am a little more of a people pleaser by nature, definitely more than you are. And I realized that I was making content or editing content thinking about what negative comments will come. And the negative comments
and then
will come.
You end up not being authentic.
You don't. And I didn't want to not be authentic, for real. I don't want to be. I don't have time for that. And so I felt like that season gave me freedom, and it just gave me some revelation.
You know what's funny is, the thing is, a lot of those comments in real life, no one, you know, if it's something that they will never tell you to your face.
Oh, that is the truth.
You know, if it's something they'll never sit in front of you and tell you that, then it doesn't belong there. Then, you know, so just as you're moderating stuff, and also you should not give it that much weight. If you have to tell yourself, if I met this person in real life, would they be able to tell me that to my face? And if they do, they'll never be friends with me, you know, so. And that can give you some freedom in actually not really putting a lot of weight to what some people have to say. And in this internet age where they can hide behind a screen and
After that break, they just don't hold anything for me. I feel bad for them, and then also sometimes they just make me giggle. They're just kind of funny. But I really got freedom from that. So if comments or what other people think is holding you back from what you want to do, I really just want to encourage you. Don't let that stop you. It's not worth it in the end at all.
Not at all.
Even if it's hindering you in what you're already doing, like was for me a little bit. Don't let it hold you back, because it's just not worth it.
Well, what's funny is that is applicable to just about anything in life.
It's true.
And it's not just YouTube. And when you think about it, there's so much. I think it's the human nature, but it's also something we have to fight all the time, is that what people say, words are powerful. And so they can build, or they can also, they can build and destroy all at the same time. In fact, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about the tongue being so lethal, you know, because it says that people use the same mouth to praise God in one mouth and tear up someone else with it, and so that we are to be masters of our tongue. The bottom line is that you gotta, with that realization, you can make sober decisions and be able to basically eat the meat, throw the bones, deal with what's being said by people. Because sometimes even critics you could draw something from a critic, but you just don't let it get to your heart, the negativity, because that's gonna mess with you. You might have a lot to do. People don't do businesses that they have in their hearts, writing books that they need to do, or all sorts of ventures.
Because of what other people think
or say. This is, you know, and a lot of people, what I've found is that they talk out of their own experience. They're so limited to their own experience.
On the positive side is there are so many really encouraging people out there, and it's like their nature, or they've trained themselves to just be encouragers, and I want to be more of an encourager to other people. And when I see these encouraging comments, which I have so many of them, I can't even tell you, our brains tend to focus sometimes on the negative, but I want to be one of those encouragers, because those encouragers is what keep me going. I think that the things about this channel that keep me going, for one, it's been a great business, and I'm not going in order of importance. Well, I am, I'm going backward. It's been a great blessing to our family, a huge blessing to our family that we did not expect.
And we did not start out that way, so it's never, was never.
Yeah, but it's been awesome.
Yeah.
And then two, it's a great, like, keeping it going has forced us to keep recording memories that we would never. I was a terrible recorder. Watch my 1 year video, I think I talked about that. I'm just not good at recording stuff. We have this huge archive that our kids and our grandkids, maybe our great grandkids, I don't know, YouTube stay around, will be able to watch and just get a glimpse. I mean, how cool is that?
Well, I just watched a clip. It was about 3 minutes. Well, all of it was. I just watched a 3-minute clip of earlier this year. And it was just fun to see our kids during our vacation. And how it was just like, wow. We did this,
and our memories of Kenya. Oh my gosh, that we have all taped.
Which we would have never done if it wasn't for YouTube. Not to that extent.
Pretty edited to music.
Yeah, we would have had like pictures that you probably don't ever always get back to.
Right.
But now you have like a living memory.
Yes, but third and most important is that people reach out to us all the time and tell us that our videos have encouraged them, brighten their day, brighten their season, that what they've been going through that was really difficult, or help them solve some sort of problem, or help them change the way they were thinking where they needed to. And that thing I think is the most important, that it is impacting lives. Yeah. And so I want to be that encourager that encourages other people. And every time I see a hater comment, it just reminds me I want to encourage.
Why do you want to be an encourager? You already are. In fact, majority of people are. No, it is so true. The bulk majority of people are actually people that would support others, encourage others. It's like,
well, because I think before I was not I wouldn't just go out of my way to encourage somebody. I wouldn't even comment on.
No, but you do it naturally. By supporting.
Yeah, so in every avenue, like if I find a way to encourage somebody, even in their comment section of their video, I want to do it.
Yeah, like you're more intentional about that.
I want to be more intentional, because so many people have been intentional toward us, encouraging us, and it just makes me want to do that in real life, online. Online is real life too, but you know what I mean. In person. In person, yeah. So the other area I wanted to talk about is that starting.
This is going to be a long video, by the way.
Well, that's okay. People will watch it because we're talking about haters.
Are you going to watch it really?
I want to know about haters.
Hey, Belle. Hi. We got your shoulder in the video.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about that has been so cool when you actually start something, and I believe this applies outside of the online world as well, is that when you start something, you find new relationships and new people in your lives. And there are a group of women, but that I have met. I
know the women. Do I know them?
Well, yeah, you would recognize their names, their handles. But I have met since my channel was very small, since I very soon started, like the beginning. And it's so neat. If I had a chance to meet these women in person, and I know I will have a chance to meet some of them in person, I totally would. But you get connections with other people. And so that's a great thing about starting whatever you're supposed to be starting, is you develop connections with other people. And I thought it'd be fun to just list really quick these women that I have connected with. If you're looking, they all have channels. And so we had that in common in the beginning. That's the thing, is you have things in common when you reach out and start what you know you're supposed to start. And they have been super encouraging to me. So if you're looking to follow some new channels and any of them sound interesting to you, that you can go over and give them a follow. So the first one is Zebra Tribe Family. This is Sarah, and they live in Canada. And she had a tubal reversal and had a baby after that, and they're trying to conceive again, I think for the last 8 months or so. Sweet Sadie. Sadie and I probably don't have anything in common except the Lord. We both love the Lord a lot. But Sadie, she's very sweet, and she started her channel because she was dealing with depression, and she was able to connect with people in a way that she hadn't been able to, and it changed her life. So that her story is so awesome. 1 mom, 2 girls, 2 boys, 8 in all. It's a long name. She's a single mom. She's a little ahead of me in the game. Her I think she has 4 kids, and some of them are out of the house already, but she does keto stuff and cleaning stuff, and she's really encouraging too. This big house is actually a large family that's a blended family. So they deal with topics like just that come with being a blended family. I find it really interesting because we're not. And so it's interesting to see how they navigate those different things. Feeder Tribe, I've talked about her before. She's expecting her 10th baby, and she's in Australia. She has lots of great information, but she's a midwife, which I think is so cool. I'm a nurse, so I love that she delivers babies in her job, but now she's home with her kids, but she has a lot of information, good information. Erica Christie, I love her too, and she has a sweet family, but do I say sweet a lot? Probably. But she has like recipes of like shea butter stuff that you can use in your hair and on your skin.
She wouldn't be able to help me much.
She would. Her stuff is amazing. It'll make any little stubble you have softer. I'm gonna make her stuff. Anyway, she's really cool too. Noelle's Big Family Life. She does like what we eat in a week, and she has a large family too. You know, we're feeding our families all the time. I love these ladies that talk about food.
They're all about
They're not all about food. No, they're not all large families.
Okay.
But Darcy Isabella.
I recognize
she's a large family. Yeah, she has 10 kids as well, and she's a little ahead of me too. I think her youngest is 7 or 8, but she's like all things minimalist and totally clean eating. She's like who I want to be when I grow up. Blessed to be mom, sweetest lady as well. I think she has 3 kids, and she does hauls, and she makes me feel calmer when I watch her. There's another one, Mitchellly, I think her name is, Seidel. I love her channel, but she's actually a kid. I think she's a senior in high school, but she's the oldest of 11. She just had her 11th sibling. So I love seeing her perspective. She's a blogger, so that's kind of cool. That's a little different, right? Yeah, mm-hmm. It's still a large family. The Godard family, I think I say their names right. Her name is Peta, and they're in Australia too. They travel around and help small country Australian churches with their worship teams. Mm-hmm. And they're always like, they talk about like living with less or eating healthy. I mean, it's all the things I love. And then I have a best friend. Did you know I have a best friend I haven't met?
Who is it?
It's Camille.
Oh, Camille.
Oh yeah, I love Jay Morrell. I knew Jay Morrell long before I started vlogging though. But these ladies I've all met since I started vlogging. And Camille is in Detroit, which is where my parents are from. And she's homeschooling in the D. That's her name actually. She has lots of homeschool resources. So those are some of the women I've got to meet. They're all incredible people. If any of those sound interesting to you, I encourage you to go check them out. But you do get, like, you develop connections that I would never have really met these women or found their channels even. In fact, Darcy, several people told me to find Darcy. I found her before she found me. So it's just neat how have you met anybody? Now that I think about it.
No, I have not. Well, no, I have like some of you awesome people on that don't have channels either, and some that have channels, you know, on Instagram and on whatchamacallit?
We do
YouTube.
Yes, we do read your comments. We read almost all of your comments.
We delete the bad ones.
He does. And then we can't always respond to all of them anymore. It's just like that. I wouldn't have time to create anything if I responded to them all, but we do read them a lot, and we
try our best. We try our best,
and he moderates them a lot. And so sometimes if I haven't had a chance to read very many, he'll call me and say, "Hey, you know what so and so said?" Because he recognizes their names a lot too.
Yes.
And we appreciate all of you guys.
You guys are the coolest.
Yes, and what I've learned, I'm terrible about asking you guys to subscribe and like our videos, but I've learned that if you like them, it helps YouTube know that these videos are interesting to people, and it will show it to other people. And so I'm terrible about doing it.
And YouTube also pointed that out to us when we talked to him, and they said, well, you have a lot of people that watch you that don't subscribe or stuff, so maybe you could talk about us once in a while, which I think we did it one at a time. But,
I'm terrible at it.
Well, it's all right. Every once in a while it's fine.
I know. In the beginning, I was like, no, everybody says like and subscribe. I'm not going to do that. And then YouTube's like, you guys need to do that once in a while. So now that I'm thinking about it, if you would please like and subscribe, like our video and subscribe to this channel, we appreciate it so much.
That would be awesome.
We appreciate all you guys, even the haters.
No, I don't appreciate the haters. you need to get some life.
Be an encourager.
No, I'm encouraging them not to hate.
That's true.
So to get a life and get something meaningful with their lives, then they can feel good about themselves. Or find Jesus, a church, find Jesus.
Amen.
Something like that. I do want to go back to something you said.
Okay, what's that?
When you're talking about people doing like, you know, getting around with doing what you should be doing. I think it's so important for people, and I've done a lot of this even with my job and everything. Don't do something because other people are doing it. Maybe YouTube is an inspiration, or someone else does something that's an inspiration. You need to know what it is that's yours, because it'll be frustrating if you're motivated to do something only because you see it seems to be helping somebody else, seems to be lifting somebody else up. If you weren't designed for it, you will just run yourself crazy and you won't find fulfillment or happiness or success, and it'll be frustrating. Inside all of us, there is some kind of purpose, unique abilities, and it could be YouTube, it could be a book, it could be whatever the case may be, but you gotta find your thing.
That's true.
And then not let people distract you or negativity distract you, but you gotta be in the right thing. That's kind of, I thought maybe it would be.
I think that's excellent.
Because sometimes
even on YouTube, like when people just try to copy what else somebody else had success in, it doesn't work for them. So it applies in every area.
It might if it was the right thing for you, but copying is really not the thing.
Yeah. Finding what is your, I love that we each have something creative and unique inside of us.
Yeah.
And then when we find what it is, and sometimes that can take a minute.
It can.
But pursuing what you know is you,
right,
is where you'll find it, where it's success. So thanks guys for listening to us.
It's been a great journey, guys. You're awesome. Did I say that already?
Yes, and thanks for 2 years. One way we celebrated last year, I just want to say it because it was a big part of our last year, is we sent out 1,000 signed Christmas cards.
And she made me sign them.
I did. He was like, I'm not signing all of them. And then he saw his children do it and he's like, okay, I'll do it.
I'm just kidding, yeah.
That was so fun though. That was a big part of our last year. So who knows what this next year will bring.
Mystery.
Yes. Anyway, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.